Imagine for a moment that the universe itself is a vast, intelligent ocean of potential. And within that ocean, every thought, every belief, every feeling you hold creates ripples. Now, what if I told you that the frequency of those ripples directly dictates the quality and quantity of abundance that flows into your life? Not through mere chance, not through brute force, but through an ancient, elegant science that is now being unveiled by the frontiers of quantum physics. Are you ready to learn its secrets? Welcome, fellow alchemists, to the unfolding of a truth that has been whispered through the ages and is now amplified by the revelations of quantum science. Today, we embark on a journey where the profound wisdom of ancient mystics and the mind-bending discoveries of modern physics converge to illuminate the path to true financial abundance. The world often presents us with a false dichotomy: spirituality or wealth, inner peace or financial freedom. But what if these are not opposing forces, but rather two essential expressions of the same fundamental reality? This audiobook is dedicated to bridging that perceived divide. We are not merely talking about attracting money. We are talking about transforming your consciousness into the very embodiment of prosperity. As you listen, allow your mind to be open and your heart to be receptive. If you find yourself agreeing, if you feel a resonance, a spark of recognition, I encourage you to look to the left of this video and join our Start Here playlist. It's designed to build your foundational understanding of abundance. And on the right, I have personally selected our guide, The 9 Alchemical Keys to Embedding a Millionaire Mindset While You Sleep, as the perfect next step to deepen your practice. This is Elias Vance, reminding you the greatest wealth you will ever own is the knowledge of who you truly are. Chapter 1. Defining the channel's core, metaphor. Transforming inner lead into outer gold. Welcome. In this first chapter, we lay the bedrock of our alchemical work. The journey of the abundance alchemist is rooted in a powerful, age-old metaphor: alchemy. It's not about literal metallurgy, but about the profound inner transformation of base elements, your limiting beliefs, your hidden fears, your subconscious patterns into the pure, radiant gold of sustainable prosperity. Think of it this way. For centuries, alchemists sought to turn lead into gold. They believed that by understanding the fundamental nature of matter and by applying specific processes, they could transmute the inert and the mundane into the valuable and the divine. We as abundance alchemists do the same, but our raw material is not lead, it is our consciousness. Our crucible is our mind, our heat is our intention, and our catalyst is our spiritual wisdom amplified by scientific understanding. Your current financial reality is, in many ways, the external manifestation of your internal state. If your inner world is dominated by scarcity, by fear, by a belief that money is hard to come by, then your outer world will invariably reflect that. It's like trying to grow a beautiful garden in barren soil. You can plant the most exquisite seeds, but without nurturing the soil, nothing will flourish. Our work is to cultivate that rich, fertile soil within. This isn't about chasing quick gains or hoping for a lottery win. Those are fleeting. True alchemy is about creating a lasting inherent quality within you that naturally attracts and magnifies abundance. It's about becoming a vessel for prosperity. When you embody wealth, when you resonate with abundance, it doesn't feel like a struggle. It feels like a natural consequence of who you are. I remember a client, a wonderful woman named Clara, who was deeply spiritual. She would meditate daily, send out positive intentions, and strongly believed in the law of attraction. Yet her bank account remained stubbornly empty. When we delved into her subconscious, we discovered a deeply ingrained belief that good Christians shouldn't be wealthy. This created an unconscious inner conflict. Her spiritual self rejected money, while her human self craved financial security. It was a perfect example of internal lead, and her external reality was the muted, dull hue of scarcity. Our alchemical work with Clara involved gently unearthing this belief, understanding its roots, and then transmuting it into a new truth, that abundance is a divine gift, an expression of God's limitless provision, and that receiving it is a spiritual act of service. Within months, her financial situation began to shift dramatically, not because she worked harder, but because she shifted her inner alignment. This process of transformation requires courage. It asks us to confront the lead within, the doubts, the fears, the old stories we tell ourselves about money. But it also promises the gold, a state of financial well-being that is not only materially comfortable, but spiritually fulfilling. It's about living a life where your financial success is a natural echo of your spiritual growth. So, as we move forward, hold this metaphor close. Alchemy is about inner transmutation leading to outer manifestation. We are not just seeking wealth. We are becoming the alchemists of our own destiny, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, the perceived limitations into boundless potential. Chapter 2. The Spiritual Scientific Divide. Why Integration Matters for Wealth Creation Today. We address a core tension that many of you experience, the perceived chasm between your spiritual beliefs and the practical pursuit of wealth. You might find yourself drawn to ancient wisdom, to the idea that the universe is abundant and responsive to our consciousness, yet feel a nagging guilt or a sense of spiritual compromise when discussing practical financial strategies like investing, budgeting, or even striving for higher income. On the other hand, you might be exposed to hyper-masculine, hustle culture advice that feels utterly disconnected from your soul's path. This division is not only uncomfortable, it is a significant roadblock to true and sustainable abundance. It creates an internal conflict that drains your energy and dilutes your manifestation power. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, operates through principles that are both mystical and scientific. Ancient traditions understood these principles through intuition, meditation, and profound inner observation. Modern quantum physics is now confirming these same principles through empirical research and mathematical models. Consider the law of attraction, a concept many of you are familiar with. Spiritually, it's about about aligning your energy with your desires. Scientifically, quantum physics speaks of wave-particle duality, quantum entanglement, and the observer effect. The observer effect in particular is fascinating. It suggests that the act of observation can influence the outcome of an experiment. When applied to wealth, it means your focused intention, your belief, your consciousness plays an active role in shaping your financial reality. Your spiritual belief system is, in essence, your operating system for the law of attraction, and quantum physics provides the underlying code. When we fail to integrate these two worlds, we are essentially trying to drive a car with one hand on the spiritual steering wheel and the other on the practical accelerator, but with no clear direction. The car either stalls or goes off-road. For instance, many spiritual teachings emphasize detachment from material outcomes. While detachment is a valuable spiritual principle for reducing suffering, when applied rigidly to wealth, it can lead to a subconscious sabotage of your financial goals. You might say, I want wealth, but the deeper message sent to the universe is, I don't really want it, I'm detached from it, creating confusion. Conversely, purely materialistic advice often leads to burnout, ethical compromises, and a feeling of being disconnected from something larger. It can foster a mindset where money is seen as a tool for control or status, rather than an energy that can facilitate growth, service, and contribution. The integrated approach. The alchemical approach is one where your spiritual values inform your financial strategies, and your financial actions reinforce your spiritual connection. It's about understanding that money is energy, and like all energy, it can be directed with intention and aligned with purpose. It's about recognizing that a prosperous life can be a deeply spiritual life, a life of service and contribution, where your financial success amplifies your capacity to do good in the world. I recall a client, David, who was struggling with this. He was a talented artist, but felt he had to choose between creating art from his soul and making a living. His spiritual belief was that true art couldn't be commercialized. His practical need was to pay his bills. We worked on reframing money not as a corrupting force, but as a vehicle for his art. We explored how financial freedom would allow him to dedicate more time to his passion, to afford better materials, and even to support other artists. This shift in perspective, integrating his spiritual values with a practical financial strategy, like setting up an online shop and offering commissions, was the alchemical spark. He began to see his financial success as a testament to the value and power of his spiritual expression, not a betrayal of it. This integration is crucial because it allows you to operate from a place of wholeness, not fragmentation. When your spiritual beliefs and your financial actions are aligned, your energy is focused, your intentions are clear, and your manifestations become more powerful and sustainable. You move from a place of struggle to a place of flow, from striving to being. This is the heart of abundance alchemy. Chapter 3. Overview of key ancient mystical teachings on reality and abundance. Before we delve into the quantum realm, let's anchor ourselves in the profound wisdom of ancient mystical traditions. For millennia, across diverse cultures and spiritual paths, from the Vedic sages of India to the Hermetic philosophers of Egypt to the indigenous traditions of the Americas, a consistent understanding of reality and abundance has emerged. These ancient insights, though often couched in metaphor and parable, speak directly to the principles that govern our financial lives. One of the most pervasive themes is the concept of as above, so below. This Hermetic principle suggests a fundamental interconnectedness between the macrocosm, the universe, the divine, and the microcosm, ourselves, our individual experience. It means that the same laws governing the stars and planets also govern our inner world and our external circumstances. If the universe is inherently abundant, then so too can be our personal reality, provided we align ourselves with its fundamental laws. Many traditions also emphasize the power of consciousness as the prime mover. They understood that reality is not fixed, but fluid and responsive. The power of thought, intention, and belief was paramount. The Upanishads, for instance, state, "You are what your deepest desire is. As is your desire, so is your intention. As is your intention, so is your action. As is your action, so is your destiny." This is a profound statement on the creative power of our inner world. It suggests that our desires, when held with clarity and intention, shape our actions and ultimately our destiny. The concept of the Tao, or the way in Taoism, speaks of a natural, effortless flow. Abundance, in this view, is not something to be forced or wrestled with, but something that arises when we are in alignment with the natural order of things. When we try too hard, when we push against the natural current, we create resistance. True prosperity, like a river flowing to the sea, finds its path when we allow it to. Sacredness of energy and exchange. Across many traditions, money, or the energy it represents, is viewed as sacred. It's a form of life force that facilitates exchange, growth, and contribution. There's no inherent badness in money itself, but rather in how it is acquired, used, or perceived. Indigenous cultures often saw wealth as a collective resource, meant to be shared and used for the benefit of the community. This contrasts sharply with a purely selfish, acquisitive mindset. This understanding highlights the importance of conscious stewardship, managing this energy with wisdom, integrity, and a sense of purpose. The idea of inner wealth as the source of outer wealth is also universal. Many ancient texts speak of cultivating inner virtues like generosity, gratitude, integrity, and wisdom as the true foundation for lasting prosperity. The Buddha taught that the greatest wealth is detachment and inner peace. While this might seem counterintuitive to wealth creation, the principle is that when your inner state is one of fullness and contentment, you attract more of what reflects that state. It's not about denying the desire for material comfort, but about understanding that true abundance begins from within. I remember studying ancient texts that spoke of the divine spark within all beings, and that this spark was inherently resourceful and creative. When I worked with a master of Vedic wisdom, he explained that the cosmic consciousness from which all creation arises is infinite and abundant. Our job, he said, is not to get abundance, but to remember that we are already part of it. It's like a single drop of water realizing it is part of the ocean. That realization changes everything. This is the essence of ancient wisdom. It directs us to look within, to find the universal principles that govern our external reality. These ancient insights are not merely poetic philosophies. They are deeply practical guides to understanding how reality works and how we can consciously participate in its creative process. They teach us that the universe is not a hostile place, but a field of infinite potential, waiting for us to align ourselves with its abundant nature. Chapter 4. Core Principles of Quantum Physics relevant to manifestation. Now, let's bridge this ancient wisdom with the groundbreaking insights of modern quantum physics. It's truly remarkable how the discoveries of the 20th and 21st centuries are echoing and even validating the profound truths understood by mystics for millennia. When we talk about manifestation, about intentionally shaping our reality, quantum physics offers us a scientific framework to understand how this is possible. One of the most foundational concepts is energy is everything. Quantum physics teaches us that at the most fundamental level, the universe is not made of solid particles, but of energy fields and vibrations. Everything, you, me, your bank account, the air you breathe, is a form of energy oscillating at specific frequencies. This aligns perfectly with the ancient concept of the Tao, or the underlying vibrational nature of reality. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, they all have a vibrational frequency. And just as a radio tuned to a specific station receives only that station's broadcast, your energetic frequency attracts experiences that resonate with it. This is the scientific basis of like attracts like. Then there's wave-particle duality. Quantum entities like photons or electrons can behave as both waves and particles. A wave represents potential, possibility, spread-out energy. A particle represents a localized, concrete manifestation. When we are in a state of pure potential, imagining, dreaming, holding a vision without attachment to a specific outcome, we are operating in the wave state, a state of infinite possibilities. When we focus intensely on a particular outcome, believing it into existence, we are moving towards the particle state, collapsing the wave of potential into a concrete reality. This leads directly to the observer effect. As mentioned before, the act of observation influences the quantum system. In the context of manifestation, you are the observer. Your conscious awareness, your focused intention, your beliefs, and your emotional state all play a role in collapsing the wave of potential into your lived experience. It's not passive observation, it's active participation. Your inner state is not just a passive reflection of reality, it's an active shaper of it. Another critical concept is quantum entanglement. This is the phenomenon where two or more quantum particles become linked in such a way that they share the same fate, regardless of the distance separating them. If you change one, the other instantaneously changes too. While this is observed at the subatomic level, many speculate that this interconnectedness extends to a broader field of consciousness. It suggests a deep, underlying unity in the universe, where separation is an illusion and everything is, in a fundamental way, connected. This resonates with the mystical idea of interconnectedness and as above, so below. When you shift your own energy, you are, in a subtle but profound way, influencing the energetic field of which you are a part, and therefore, influencing the potential realities available to you. I remember discussing this with a physicist who explained it like this. Think of reality as a vast symphony orchestra. Each of us is an instrument. When you are out of tune, you create dissonance, disrupting the harmony. When you tune yourself, when you play your note perfectly in alignment with the conductor's intention, you contribute to the beauty of the whole symphony. And the universe hears your perfectly tuned note. This is the power of aligning your personal frequency. These quantum principles aren't abstract theories for scientists in labs. They are the underlying mechanics of how our universe operates and how our consciousness interacts with it to create our reality. Understanding them demystifies the process of manifestation and empowers us to become conscious co-creators of our financial lives. Chapter 5. Parallel Concepts, Superposition, Nonlocality and Consciousness. Let's dive even deeper into these remarkable parallels between ancient mysticism and quantum physics, exploring concepts that truly expand our understanding of how abundance operates. We've touched on energy and observation, but concepts like superposition and non-locality offer profound insights into the nature of potentiality and interconnectedness. First, superposition. In quantum mechanics, a particle can exist in multiple states simultaneously until it is observed or measured. Imagine a coin spinning in the air before it lands. While spinning, it's neither heads nor tails. It's in a superposition of both. It's only when it lands, when observed, that it collapses into one definitive state. How does this apply to abundance? Your future financial reality, before it manifests, exists as a field of potential. You can, through your consciousness, hold multiple possibilities simultaneously. You can envision a life of financial freedom and a life of comfortable stability and a life of abundant generosity, all existing as potentials. The key is to not become rigidly attached to one outcome, but to hold the field of possibility open, allowing the highest and best to unfold. Many traditions speak of this, the idea of being open to divine timing, to the universe's plan being greater than our own limited vision. When you are in a state of superposition of possibilities, you are more receptive to unexpected pathways and opportunities that might not have been in your original limited vision. Next, non-locality. This is a direct consequence of quantum entanglement, and it's mind-blowing. It means that events can influence each other instantaneously, regardless of the distance separating them. There's no distance in the quantum realm in the way we perceive it in our everyday lives. Information can be shared between entangled particles faster than the speed of light, seemingly defying our conventional understanding of space and time. What does this mean for abundance? It implies that our thoughts, intentions, and energy can influence our financial reality instantaneously, not in a linear, step-by-step process across time and space, but in a field where these distinctions are less rigid. This is why powerful, focused intention, coupled with unwavering belief, can seem to attract things with surprising speed. It's not about forcing something to happen, but about aligning your energetic signature with the desired outcome in the quantum field of potentiality, and then allowing that alignment to manifest, unhindered by perceived spatial or temporal limitations. This interconnectedness, this non-locality, also speaks to the mystical idea that we are all part of a greater whole. When you heal your own financial blocks, when you raise your own abundance frequency, you are not just benefiting yourself. You are, through this interconnected field, contributing to the overall upliftment of consciousness, which can, in turn, influence the collective field of abundance. It's a beautiful ripple effect. Finally, let's bring consciousness to the forefront. In quantum physics, consciousness is no longer just an observer. It's an active participant. The act of conscious intention, of focused awareness, is what collapses probabilities into reality. This is where the ancient mystical emphasis on the power of the mind truly finds its scientific validation. Your consciousness is not merely a byproduct of your brain. It's a fundamental force that interacts with the universe to shape your experience. I was once in a discussion with a theoretical physicist who explained superposition like this. Think of a deck of cards, shuffled and face down. Before you look at any card, every card is a potential outcome. You haven't decided which card you'll pull. But the moment you decide to pull the ace of spades and you commit to that intention, you are observing that specific potential into existence. It's a similar, though infinitely more complex, dance in the quantum world, he then added. And what's truly wild is that this observation doesn't even require a conscious being in the way we think. Energy itself, interaction itself, can collapse these potentials. But when a conscious being with focused intent is involved, well, that's where the magic happens. Understanding these concepts, superposition as a field of potential, non-locality as instantaneous connection, and consciousness as the active shaper, profoundly shifts our perspective. It moves us from a passive recipient of circumstance to an active architect of our financial destiny. Chapter 6. The Observer Effect and the Power of Focused Intention in Wealth. We've touched upon the observer effect, but let's dedicate an entire chapter to its immense power in the realm of financial manifestation. This principle, born from quantum physics, is perhaps the most direct bridge between spiritual intent and material reality. It tells us that your consciousness, your attention, and your focused intention are not passive bystanders in the creation of your wealth. They are active participants. Think back to the spinning coin. Before it lands, it's in a state of potential, both heads and tails. But the moment you decide to look at it, to observe it, to intend for it to land on heads, you are, in a very real sense, influencing that outcome. In the quantum world, this interaction causes the wave of possibilities to collapse into a single, definite state. In our lives, the spinning coin is the vast field of quantum potential, the infinite possibilities for financial increase, for opportunities, for resources that exist around you. Your focused intention is the act of observing, of choosing, of aligning your consciousness with the specific financial reality you wish to experience. This is why vague desires rarely manifest. If you vaguely wish for more money, the universe receives a blurry, unfocused signal. It's like trying to tune into a radio station with static. You get fragments, not the clear melody. But when you hold a clear, unwavering intention for a specific income, for a particular investment to grow, for a new client to appear, you are focusing your observational power. You are essentially telling the universe, this is the reality I am observing into existence. This isn't about forcing or controlling. It's about clarity, belief, and energetic alignment. Clarity, you must know what you want. This is where the what do you want question is more important than how do I get it. The how is the universe's domain. Your job is to be crystal clear on the what and the feeling of having it. Belief. You must believe that what you desire is possible and that you are worthy of receiving it. Doubt is a powerful detractor, a contradictory observation that can collapse the wave of potential into an unwanted outcome. Energetic alignment. This is the bridge between intention and observation. It means holding the feeling of your desired reality now. If you intend to have financial freedom, you must embody the feeling of freedom, security, and abundance today. This emotional resonance amplifies your intention and acts as a powerful beacon. I remember working with a client who was a brilliant strategist but always seemed to undercharge for her services. She would set her prices, but then in the moment of closing a deal, she'd falter, lowering them significantly. Her stated intention was to be financially secure, but her observed reality was one of underpayment. We worked on her inherent worthiness, Her core belief was tied to her value as a person being inversely proportional to her earnings. We had to perform alchemical transmutation on that belief. We used a practice where she would visualize herself as a radiant beacon of value, and then consciously observe her own worth into existence by setting her prices with unwavering conviction and holding that energetic state even when faced with potential pushback. It took practice, but soon her observed financial reality began to align with her clear intention. She was no longer just hoping for more clients. She was actively observing value and abundance into her business. The observer effect teaches us that we are not mere spectators in our lives. We are active co-creators. Every moment you consciously choose your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus, you are participating in the grand experiment of reality creation. When you direct this observational power with clarity, belief, and energetic alignment towards your financial goals, you are not just wishing, you are actively participating in the manifestation of wealth. This is the profound power of conscious intention. Chapter 7. Energetic Resonance, Aligning Frequency for Financial Expansion. We've established that the universe is fundamentally energy, and that like attracts like. Now let's deepen our understanding of how this applies to financial expansion through the concept of energetic resonance. If your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are frequencies, then attracting wealth is about tuning your personal frequency to the frequency of abundance. Think of it like tuning a musical instrument. If a violinist wants to play in harmony with an orchestra, they must tune their instrument to the exact pitch. If they are even slightly off, their note will clash, creating dissonance. Similarly, to attract financial abundance, you must align your own energetic frequency with the frequency of wealth. What constitutes the frequency of abundance? It's not just a fleeting positive thought. It's a sustained state of being characterized by our gratitude. Appreciating what you have is one of the highest vibrational states. Gratitude is a powerful amplifier, signaling to the universe that you are already experiencing abundance and are open to receiving more. It's like sending out a clear, resonant signal of appreciation. Joy and enthusiasm. Engaging in activities you love, feeling excitement about your goals, and experiencing genuine joy raises your vibration significantly. When you are doing what you love and feeling passionate, you are in a state of high energetic output, naturally attracting experiences that match that exhilaration. Inner worthiness and deservingness, this is foundational. If on a subconscious level you believe you don't deserve wealth, or that it's somehow wrong to have it, your frequency will be misaligned. Healing money blocks and cultivating a deep sense of inner worthiness is paramount. It's about feeling inherently deserving of all the good life has to offer, including financial abundance, trust and faith, trusting in the process, having faith that the universe is working with you, and releasing the need to control every outcome creates a calm, resonant state. Anxiety and doubt are low-frequency emotions that create resistance. Trust allows for a smoother flow of abundance. Generosity and flow. Abundance is meant to flow. Holding on to energy tightly, being miserly, or resisting the natural cycle of giving and receiving creates blockages. Practicing conscious generosity, giving from a place of fullness, not obligation, creates a powerful energetic exchange that signals openness and receptivity. When you consistently embody these states, your energetic frequency rises, and you begin to naturally attract experiences, opportunities, and resources that resonate with that higher frequency. This is not about forcing yourself to feel happy all the time. It's about cultivating practices that nurture these high vibrational states. I recall a time when I was deeply focused on manifesting a particular client for my coaching practice. I had done all the affirmations, visualizations, and strategy, but I still felt a subtle undercurrent of anxiety, a feeling that I needed this client. My frequency was tinged with desperation, which, unfortunately, can attract more desperation or opportunities that feel like a struggle. It wasn't until I consciously shifted my focus from "I need this client" to "I am excited to offer my gifts, and I trust that the perfect clients who will benefit most from my work will be drawn to me," and cultivated a sense of genuine gratitude for the clients I already had, that things shifted. The anxious energy dissipated, replaced by a calm, confident resonance. Soon after, the ideal client, who was a perfect energetic match, appeared, and the engagement felt effortless and mutually beneficial. This alignment of frequency is the essence of alchemical manifestation. It's about becoming a magnet for abundance, not by chasing it, but by embodying its energetic signature. Your inner state is your most powerful tool for attracting the outer reality you desire. Make sure your inner broadcast is tuned to the frequency of prosperity. Chapter 8. Healing Money. Blocks through alchemical transmutation. We've discussed the principles, the science, and the energetic alignment. Now we turn to a crucial aspect of our alchemical work: healing money, blocks through transmutation. These blocks are the hidden obstacles, the subconscious patterns, the inherited beliefs that prevent us from fully embodying and receiving abundance, even when we understand the principles. They are the lead that prevents the gold from shining through. Money blocks can manifest in countless ways: procrastination with finances, avoiding bills, delaying financial planning, feeling overwhelmed by numbers, self-sabotage, making impulsive financial decisions, overspending during periods of perceived abundance, or becoming inexplicably resistant to opportunities that offer financial growth, undercharging or feeling guilty about earning money. As we saw with David, the artist who felt true art couldn't be commercialized, or the client who believed good people shouldn't be wealthy, fear of poverty or scarcity, a pervasive sense that there's never enough, leading to constant anxiety, difficulty receiving. While you might be generous, you struggle to accept gifts, compliments, or even fair compensation. Association of money with negativity, believing that wealthy people are greedy, dishonest, or morally corrupt. These blocks are often not consciously created by us. They are frequently inherited from our family, absorbed from societal conditioning, or formed from past negative financial experiences. They lodge themselves in our subconscious mind, operating like faulty programming. The alchemical process of healing these blocks involves transmutation. This means not just removing the block, but transforming its energy into something positive and empowering. It's like taking a poisonous substance and, through careful alchemical processes, extracting its beneficial components or rendering it harmless. How do we transmute these blocks? 1. Identification. The first step is awareness. You must become conscious of your blocks. This requires honest self-reflection, journaling, and paying attention to your recurring financial patterns and emotional responses to money. What are the stories you tell yourself about money? What are your deepest fears related to it? 2. Understanding the root. Once identified, we seek to understand where the block originated. Was it a childhood experience? A message from a parent? A societal norm you adopted? Understanding the root helps to disarm its power. It shifts from a mystical, unexplainable problem to a learned pattern that can be unlearned. Energetic release and re-scripting. This is the core of transmutation. It involves acknowledging and releasing, acknowledging the block without judgment, and then consciously releasing the old energy. This can be done through various techniques like EFT, emotional freedom techniques, journaling, or simply through deep intention and visualization. Rescripting with new truths. This is where we implant new, empowering beliefs. This is not just positive affirmation. It's about creating a new inner narrative that is aligned with abundance. This involves affirmations, visualizations, and guided meditations that actively reinforce new, healthy beliefs about money, worthiness, and deservingness. Embodying the new state. The final stage is to begin living as if the new truth is already real. This means acting from a place of worthiness, setting clear boundaries around your financial value, and making inspired choices that reflect your new belief system. One powerful alchemical tool for transmutation is the forgiveness ledger. This isn't about absolving others of wrongdoing, but about releasing the energetic charge that past financial hurts or perceived mistakes hold over you. It's a practice where you write down instances of financial pain, perhaps a bad investment, a perceived unfairness, or even your own past mistakes, and then, with intention, you cross them out with a gesture of release and a declaration of freedom. It's about severing the energetic ties that bind you to the past, freeing up that energy for future creation. Another potent tool, which we will explore more deeply later, is the mirror of worth meditation. This practice involves looking into your own eyes and affirming your inherent worth and deservingness, thereby reprogramming the subconscious mind that may have been telling you the opposite for years. Healing money blocks is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing alchemical process. Each block you transmute clears the path for greater abundance, making your inner landscape more fertile for the gold of prosperity to grow. Chapter 9. The Forgiveness, Ledger and Mirror of Worth Meditation as Practical Tools. Let's move from principle to practice. In this chapter, we explore two alchemical tools designed to directly address the deeply rooted blocks we discussed, the forgiveness ledger and the mirror of worth meditation. These are not mere techniques. They are potent practices for alchemical transmutation. The forgiveness ledger. Releasing the energetic weight of the past, the forgiveness ledger is a practice designed to liberate you from the energetic burden of past financial grievances, mistakes, or perceived injustices. Think of it as clearing old, stagnant energy that prevents new, vibrant abundance from flowing. This isn't about condoning harmful actions or forgetting what happened. It's about releasing the emotional and energetic charge that keeps you tethered to the past, thereby reclaiming your energy for future creation. How to practice. Prepare your space. Find a quiet, undisturbed place where you can focus. You will need a journal or a piece of paper and a pen. Identify past financial wrongs. Begin by writing down, in a clear and objective manner, any financial situations that have caused you pain, anger, resentment, or regret. This could include a time you felt you were unfairly treated financially, a bad investment that lost money, a person who owed you money and never paid it back, your own past financial mistakes or perceived failures, any societal or familial messages about money that felt inherently wrong or limiting. Write with detachment. As you write, try to maintain a sense of detachment. Focus on the event and the energetic charge it holds, rather than getting lost in the emotional narrative. The goal is to name it so you can release it. The act of forgiveness of yourself and others. For each entry, write a statement of release. This can be personalized, but the core intention is to sever the energetic tie. For example, I acknowledge the debt I feel from situation. I now choose to release the energetic claim this debt has on me. I forgive myself for the part played, and I reclaim my energy and my worth. I acknowledge the pain of bad investment. I release the disappointment and regret associated with it. I understand it was a lesson, and I now transmute that lesson into wisdom and resilience. I acknowledge the limiting beliefs about money inherited from family member society. I release the energetic hold these beliefs have on me. I choose to honor my own truth and abundance now. The alchemical seal. Once you've written your releases, physically take a pen and draw a bold, deliberate line through each entry. As you do this, visualize a golden light dissolving any remaining energetic residue. State with conviction, I release this energy. It no longer serves me. I am free. Commitment to the present. Conclude by writing at the top of the page or in a separate section. Today, I choose to operate from a place of financial freedom and empowered creation. My past no longer dictates my future. The Mirror of Worth Meditation, Rescripting Your Subconscious Self-Image. The Mirror of Worth Meditation is a profound practice for directly reprogramming your subconscious mind's self-image regarding wealth. It addresses the core belief systems that tell you, on a deep level, whether you are worthy of receiving abundance. This meditation uses the power of direct self-observation and affirmation to create a powerful alchemical shift. How to practice. Find your mirror. Ideally, use a mirror where you can clearly see your own eyes. This can be a bathroom mirror, a vanity mirror, or even your phone's front camera if you position it correctly. Begin with presence. Sit or stand comfortably in front of the mirror. Take a few deep centering breaths. Allow your body to relax. Make eye contact. Look directly into your own eyes in the mirror. This can feel vulnerable at first, and that's okay. This vulnerability is part of the process of seeing yourself clearly. Acknowledge your physical self. Take a moment to simply acknowledge the physical presence you see. Recognize yourself as a unique individual, a soul having a human experience. Connect with your inner self. Move beyond the physical appearance. Feel the essence of who you are, your spirit, your consciousness, your inherent value. Imagine a gentle, warm light emanating from your inner core. Speak your truth, affirmations of worthiness. Begin to speak, softly but clearly, a series of affirmations. These are not pleas. They are declarations of truth. Speak them with conviction. Examples include, I am inherently worthy of abundance. I'm deserving of wealth and prosperity. My worth is not dependent on my income or possessions. I embrace receiving all the good the universe has to offer. I am a divine being, and abundance is my birthright. I am a vessel for infinite prosperity. I release all judgments about my worthiness. 7. Observe your reflection. As you speak these affirmations, observe your reflection. Notice any feelings that arise: resistance, comfort, surprise, joy. Acknowledge these feelings without judgment. If resistance arises, gently repeat the affirmation, offering it as a new truth for your subconscious to consider. Feel the resonance. Continue speaking until you feel a palpable sense of resonance within you. It's a feeling of inner alignment, of truth settling in. You might feel a sense of peace, expansion, or quiet confidence. Seal the practice. Take a few more deep breaths, holding the feeling of worthiness. Place your hand over your heart, looking into your own eyes, and say, this truth is now integrated within me. These practices, when done consistently, are potent alchemical agents. They help dissolve the dense lead of old patterns and transmute them into the radiant gold of self-worth and magnetic abundance. Chapter 10. Inspired Action versus Hustle Mindset. Quantum-informed practical steps. We've explored the inner alchemy, the energetic alignment, and the healing of blocks. Now we must integrate this profound inner work with practical outward action. This is where the concept of inspired action comes into play, and it stands in stark contrast to the often exhausting hustle mindset. The hustle mindset is driven by fear, scarcity, and the belief that one must constantly strive, struggle, and push against resistance to achieve success. It's characterized by long hours, neglecting well-being, and a relentless focus on the how of achievement. It often leaves individuals feeling burnt out, depleted, and ultimately disconnected from their spiritual path. It's like trying to force a river to change its course, exhausting and ultimately futile. Inspired action, on the other hand, is action that arises from a place of inner alignment, clarity, and intuitive guidance. It's action that feels aligned with your purpose and your energy levels. It's not about forcing things to happen, but about flowing with the current of universal intelligence. Quantum physics offers us a beautiful metaphor here. Instead of pushing against a wave, inspired action is like learning to surf it. You use the energy of the universe rather than fighting it. How do we differentiate between the two and cultivate inspired action? One, the inner signal, hustle. Action is driven by anxiety, obligation, or a sense of should. It feels like a chore, a necessary evil to achieve a goal. Inspired action. Action arises from a feeling of excitement, intuition, a clear knowing, or a gentle nudge from your inner guidance system. It feels aligned and energizing, even if it's challenging. Focus on flow versus friction. Hustle often involves pushing against resistance, trying to make things happen through sheer force of will. It's about battling obstacles. Inspired action seeks out pathways of least resistance, where opportunities present themselves more readily. It's about working with the flow of energy, not against it. Trust versus control. Hustle is about trying to control every variable, to micromanage outcomes, driven by a lack of trust. Inspired action is rooted in trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the universe, trust in the timing. It involves taking focused action while remaining open to how the outcome unfolds. Alignment with purpose. Hustle can often be disconnected from deeper purpose, driven solely by external metrics of success, like money or status. Inspired action is intrinsically linked to your soul's purpose and your authentic contribution. The actions you take feel meaningful and aligned with who you are. Quantum-informed practical steps. Clarify your vision and desired feeling. Before you act, get clear on what you want to manifest, and, more importantly, how it will feel to have it. This clarity acts as your compass. Tune into your inner guidance. Before launching into action, pause. Meditate, journal, or simply sit quietly and ask, what is the next inspired action I can take towards my goal? Listen for that intuitive nudge, that spark of excitement, that gentle direction. It might be a phone call, an email, a research task, or even a period of rest. Take the aligned step. Once you receive that inner prompt, take it. Commit to it fully. Don't overthink the how. The universe will provide the details as you move. I remember needing to find a new mentor. I didn't have a specific person in mind, but I felt a strong inner pull to attend a certain networking event. It felt like a stretch and a bit of an effort, but I trusted that pull. At that event, I met someone who wasn't even in my direct field, but our conversation led me to the exact person who became my most impactful mentor. The initial action felt small, but it was perfectly aligned with where the universe was guiding me. Embody the outcome. As you take action, hold the feeling of having already achieved your goal. This is where the observer effect comes into play. You are observing your desired reality into existence through your focused intention and aligned actions. Be open to new information. Inspired action is dynamic. As you move forward, you will receive new insights and opportunities. Be willing to adjust your path, to pivot based on new information. This is not a sign of failure, but of intelligent, responsive action. Prioritize your well-being. Unlike the hustle mindset, inspired action honors your energy. It understands that rest, rejuvenation, and joy are not hindrances to success, but essential components of sustainable, abundant creation. You cannot pour from an empty cup. By shifting from a hustle mindset to inspired action, you align yourself with the natural flow of universal energy. You become a powerful co-creator, moving with grace and intention towards your financial goals, not through struggle, but through alignment. Chapter 11. Daily Rituals for Cultivating Quantum Abundance. Frequency. Understanding the principles is one thing. Embodying them consistently is another. This is where daily rituals become our alchemical laboratory. These aren't just habits. They are sacred practices designed to attune your energetic frequency to abundance, making it your default state. By weaving these rituals into the fabric of your day, you actively cultivate the quantum field of prosperity. Let's explore some essential rituals, drawing from both ancient wisdom and quantum insights. The morning resonance ritual, setting the tone. Purpose: to set a high vibrational intention for the day and anchor your consciousness in abundance. Practice: mindful awakening. Before even getting out of bed, take a few moments to simply feel your breath. Gratitude anchor. Silently or out loud, list 3 to 5 things you are genuinely grateful for right now. Feel the emotion of gratitude. Affirmation of worthiness. Speak a core affirmation of your worthiness and deservingness, e.g., I am a magnet for abundance. My worth is infinite. Intention setting. Clearly state your intention for the day, focusing on the feeling of desired outcomes rather than just the tasks. For example, instead of I will finish this report, try I intend to move through my tasks today with clarity, efficiency, and a sense of energized accomplishment. Quantum visualization, optional but powerful. Spend 1 to 2 minutes visualizing your financial goals, not as distant dreams, but as already existing potentials, feeling the joy and peace of their realization. The midday energetic alignment check, retuning. Purpose: to recalibrate your energy if it has drifted towards lower frequencies during the day. Practice: pause. Take 60 to 90 seconds to simply pause. Deep breath. Take 1 deep conscious breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inner scan. Quickly scan your emotional state. Are you feeling stressed, anxious, or frustrated? Frequency shift. If needed, recall a moment of joy, gratitude, or success. Or simply state a powerful affirmation like, I am tuned to the frequency of abundance. Feel that energetic shift, the evening transmutation ritual, releasing and recharging. Purpose: to release the energetic residues of the day and prepare for restful, regenerative sleep that supports manifestation. Practice: day's reflection. Briefly review your day. What went well? What lessons were learned? Forgiveness and release. Mentally acknowledge any energetic ties you wish to release from the day. This is not about dwelling on negativity, but about consciously letting go. Gratitude for the day. Express gratitude for the lessons learned and the experiences encountered, both positive and challenging. Abundant sleep affirmations. Before sleeping, listen to or repeat affirmations designed to reprogram your subconscious mind for wealth while you rest. Think of it as planting seeds in fertile soil. Examples: my subconscious mind is now being reprogrammed for infinite wealth, or I attract financial opportunities effortlessly even as I sleep. Conscious consumption ritual. Mindful engagement with energy. Purpose: to be aware of the energy exchange in all your transactions, whether financial, informational, or energetic. Practice: before purchases, pause before buying. Ask, is this purchase aligned with my highest good? Does it serve my abundance goals, or does it drain my energy? This applies to physical goods, subscriptions, even information consumed online. During transactions, as you exchange money, consciously acknowledge the flow of energy. Think of it as a gift you are giving and a valuable energy you are receiving in return. Infuse the transaction with gratitude. Information diet. Be mindful of the content you consume. Does it uplift your frequency or drag it down? Choose your information diet as carefully as you choose your food. I remember when I was first implementing these daily rituals, I was often skeptical. It felt like I was just going through the motions, but I committed to it. I started with just 10 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes before sleep. Over time, I noticed a subtle but profound shift. My mornings felt more grounded and purposeful. My days had a clearer, energetic flow. And the most surprising thing was how much more rested and clear-minded I felt each morning. It was as if my subconscious was actively working on my behalf while I slept, untangling knots and aligning possibilities. This is the power of consistent alchemical practice. These rituals are not rigid dogma. They are flexible frameworks. Adapt them, personalize them, and infuse them with your own intention. The key is consistency and a genuine commitment to cultivating your quantum abundance frequency. Chapter 12. Overcoming spiritual guilt and inner conflict about wealth. This is perhaps one of the most significant alchemical challenges many spiritually minded individuals face: the pervasive spiritual guilt and inner conflict about wealth. You believe in abundance, you understand the principles, yet a deep-seated part of you feels that wanting, having, or even pursuing money is somehow unspiritual, materialistic, or even sinful. This internal war is a powerful energetic block, and today we aim to transmute it. The roots of this guilt are often found in religious teachings. Certain interpretations of religious texts have emphasized poverty or detachment from material possessions as the path to spiritual enlightenment. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. While these passages often have deeper metaphorical meanings about attachment, they have been literalized and used to foster guilt around wealth. Societal conditioning. We live in a world that often glorifies suffering and poverty, sometimes romanticizing the starving artist or the humble servant. Wealth, conversely, can be associated with greed, exploitation, and the lack of compassion. Personal experiences. Past negative experiences with money or with wealthy individuals can create an association of money with corruption or unhappiness. Fear of judgment. The fear of being judged as greedy, materialistic, or having lost one's spiritual way can lead to self-imposed financial limitations. This conflict creates a powerful energetic dissonance. You are sending mixed signals to the universe. I want abundance, followed by, but abundance is bad. This confusion dilutes your manifestation power, alchemical transmutation of spiritual guilt. Reframe abundance as divine provision. Understand that the universe is inherently abundant. This abundance is not a reward for good behavior or a prize for suffering. It is the natural state of existence. Money is simply a medium of exchange for this energy. True spirituality is about aligning with this divine flow, not resisting it. When you receive abundance, you are not taking away from others. You are participating in the universe's limitless capacity. Abundance as a tool for service. Wealth, when earned and managed consciously, becomes a powerful tool for good. It can fund your spiritual mission, support loved ones, contribute to charitable causes, and create opportunities for positive impact. Your ability to serve and contribute is amplified by your resources. Think of it as having more fuel for your spiritual engine. Recognize the illusion of separation. The idea that money is inherently material and therefore less spiritual is rooted in a false dichotomy. Everything is energy, and energy is the fabric of the divine. Money is simply one manifestation of that energy. When you embrace abundance consciously, you are embracing the divine energy that flows through all things. Challenge inherited beliefs. Actively identify and challenge any inherited beliefs that equate wealth with sin or spiritual impurity. Ask yourself, is this belief truly mine? Does it serve my highest good? Or is it an old story I have adopted? Use the forgiveness ledger and mirror of worth practices to transmute these old narratives. Focus on your inner state. True spirituality is about your inner state of being, your consciousness, your compassion, your integrity. These qualities are not diminished by wealth. They can be enhanced. A person with a strong spiritual foundation can manage wealth with wisdom and generosity, making a far greater positive impact than someone who is spiritually bankrupt but materially comfortable. I had a client, Sarah, who was a yoga instructor. She felt immense guilt every time she charged more than a nominal fee for her classes. Her spiritual path emphasized humility and service. We explored the idea that her value as an instructor was immense, and that charging a fair rate allowed her to sustain her practice, dedicate more time to it, and even offer scholarships to those who truly couldn't afford it. We reframed it from charging for yoga to facilitating energetic exchange for a transformative practice, which allows me to continue offering this service. This subtle shift in perspective, combined with a practice of affirming her worthiness, began to dissolve her guilt. She realized that her abundance wasn't a betrayal of her spirituality, but an empowerment of it. Overcoming spiritual guilt is about recognizing that the divine is not impoverished. It is limitless, and you, as a divine being, are meant to participate in that limitless abundance. Your financial well-being is not a sign of spiritual failure, but a testament to your alignment with the universe's abundant nature. Chapter 13. Integrating Science, Soul, and Strategy. The Alchemist's Treasury. We have journeyed through the mystical principles, the quantum science, the energetic alignments, and the alchemical healing practices. Now we bring it all together into the Alchemist's Treasury, a holistic integration of science, soul, and strategy. This is where true abundance alchemy flourishes. It's not enough to understand the quantum laws. We must also honor our soul's purpose and implement intelligent strategies. The Alchemist's Treasury is the place where these three pillars stand strong and interconnected, supporting a magnificent structure of sustainable prosperity. Soul, purpose, and alignment. This is the foundation. It's about understanding your unique gifts, your passions, and your deepest calling. Your soul's purpose provides the why behind your financial pursuits. When your financial goals are aligned with your soul's mission, your actions become infused with energy and meaning. This is where you connect with the mystical teachings that emphasize inner wealth and divine provision. Key questions. What brings me alive? What problems do I feel called to solve? How can I serve the world with my unique talents? Science, principles, and consciousness. This is the underlying code. It's about understanding the energetic principles of the universe, the power of your consciousness, and the laws of quantum physics. This scientific understanding demystifies manifestation, transforming it from wishful thinking into an applied science of reality creation. It's about mastering the observer effect, understanding wave potentials, and aligning your energetic frequency. Key questions. What are the fundamental laws governing abundance? How does my consciousness interact with the quantum field? What are the energetic principles at play? Strategy, practical application, and inspired action. This is the pathway. It's about taking intelligent, inspired action that is informed by your soul's purpose and guided by the principles of universal science. It's about building practical financial systems, income generation, wise investing, conscious spending that are in integrity with your values and your energetic alignment. This is where we move beyond just intending and begin to construct the manifest reality. Key questions. What are the most effective soul-aligned strategies for my financial goals? How can I take inspired action today? How can I build systems that support sustainable abundance? The interconnection. Soul informs strategy. Your purpose guides what strategies you choose and why you pursue them. A soul-aligned strategy feels energizing and meaningful, not like a draining hustle. Science informs strategy. Understanding energetic principles helps you choose strategies that are in flow with universal laws rather than fighting against them. It teaches you the power of intention, resonance, and inspired action. Strategy informs soul and science. Implementing effective strategies can free up your time and energy, allowing you to focus more deeply on your soul's purpose. As you see your intentions manifest through wise action, your understanding of universal science deepens, reinforcing your faith and expanding your consciousness. An alchemist's approach to financial planning. Instead of just looking at numbers, an alchemist looks at the energy behind the numbers. Income generation. How can I create income streams that are aligned with my soul's purpose and infused with my unique energetic signature? Investing. How can I invest my resources in ways that not only grow financially, but also contribute positively to the world, aligning my energy with conscious, regenerative enterprises? Spending. How can I spend my money in ways that honor its energy, express gratitude, and consciously contribute to the abundance I wish to see in the world? This integrated approach is the Alchemist's Treasury. It's a rich collection of wisdom, science, and practical application that empowers you to build a life of not just financial prosperity, but profound spiritual fulfillment. Chapter 14, Integrating Science, Soul, and Strategy, the Alchemist's Treasury. Let's truly unpack what it means to operate from the Alchemist's Treasury, a space where science, soul, and strategy are not just mentioned, but woven into the very fabric of your financial life. This is where the theoretical becomes tangible and the profound becomes practical. Soul, the compass of your abundance. Journey, your soul's purpose is the ultimate compass guiding your financial journey. It's the divine blueprint of what you are here to express and contribute. When your financial strategies are aligned with this purpose, they don't feel like a drain. They feel like an extension of your highest calling. Discovering your soul's purpose. This isn't always a grand revelation overnight. It's often found by paying attention to what makes you feel most alive, what ignites your passion, and where your natural talents lie. Ask yourself, what problems do I feel compelled to solve? What activities make me lose track of time? What kind of impact do I want to leave? Your answers are breadcrumbs leading you towards your soul's aligned financial expression. Soul-aligned income streams. This means creating or pursuing income sources that resonate with your core values and your unique gifts. If you are a natural healer, perhaps your soul's strategy involves creating healing modalities or products. If you are a communicator, it might involve sharing wisdom through writing, speaking, or coaching. It's about asking, how can I express my soul's essence in a way that is also financially rewarding? Science, the unseen architect of your reality. The principles of quantum physics and ancient mysticism provide the fundamental laws governing how reality, including financial reality, is shaped. Understanding these allows you to work with the universe, not against it, the quantum field as your alchemical canvas. Imagine the quantum field as an infinite, unmanifested palette of possibilities. Your consciousness, through focused intention, belief, and emotion, is the brushstroke that begins to give form to that potential. When you operate from a place of abundance consciousness, you are painting with vibrant, high-frequency colors, energetic resonance as your financial beacon. As we've discussed, your dominant vibrational frequency attracts corresponding experiences. If you consistently vibrate with gratitude, trust, and worthiness, you become a powerful beacon for financial opportunities. This is not passive. It requires conscious practice, observer effect in action. Every decision, every thought, every feeling is an act of observation that collapses potentials. Are you observing lack and limitation, or are you observing possibility and abundance? Your focus dictates the reality that manifests. Strategy, the art of inspired action. This is where the inner work meets the outer world. Strategies are the practical pathways you construct, guided by your soul and informed by universal science, from hustle to flow. The key here is to move from actions born of fear and force to actions born of inspiration and alignment. This requires a commitment to listening to your inner guidance system. When you receive a clear intuitive nudge, a knowing that leads you towards a particular financial action, trust it. This is your quantum-informed strategy in motion. Building a resonant financial framework, this involves creating financial systems that reflect your values and your abundance frequency. Conscious income generation. Beyond just earning money, focus on how the energy of that income is created. Is it through authentic contribution? Does it honor your energy? Vibrational investing. When investing, look beyond just the financial returns. Consider the energetic footprint of the companies or assets you invest in. Are they creating positive impact? Are they aligned with a prosperous, sustainable future? This aligns your capital with your values. Sacred stewardship of resources. How you spend, save, and manage your money is a reflection of your energetic relationship with it. Each financial decision is an act of co-creation. Are you spending from a place of lack or a place of conscious contribution and gratitude? The Alchemist's Treasury in Practice, a case study. Consider Anya, a graphic designer who felt stuck. Her soul was calling her towards creating art that inspired environmental consciousness, but her current strategy was taking on corporate projects that felt soul-draining, purely for financial security. Her science understanding told her this created a low-frequency drag. We worked on integrating these pillars. Soul clarification. Anya identified that her deepest passion was visually communicating the beauty and urgency of nature. Science application. She committed to a daily ritual of gratitude and affirmation, focusing on her worthiness to create impactful art and to be financially supported for it. She also began to consciously observe the quantum field of possibility for opportunities in her desired niche. Strategic shift. Instead of waiting for the perfect job, she took inspired action. She created a portfolio showcasing her environmental art, proactively reached out to conservation organizations with specific project ideas, and began offering pro bono work on one project to build her portfolio and network in that space. She also adjusted her pricing strategy to reflect the deep value and intention she was bringing, moving away from the corporate client model. The result? Within 6 months, Anya had secured several lucrative contracts with environmental organizations. Her work was gaining recognition, and she felt a profound sense of fulfillment and financial expansion. Her income increased, but more importantly, the energy of her work shifted dramatically. She was no longer hustling, she was flowing. This integrated approach, the Alchemist's Treasury, is not a set of disconnected tools, but a living, breathing philosophy. It empowers you to build a financial life that is not only prosperous, but also deeply meaningful and spiritually fulfilling. Chapter 15. Conclusion. Becoming the embodiment of timeless abundance, we have journeyed together through the alchemical fusion of ancient mysticism and quantum physics, exploring how to transmute inner limitations into outer prosperity. We've understood that abundance is not merely an external acquisition, but an internal state of being, a frequency you embody. Remember the core metaphor. Alchemy is about transforming the base elements of our consciousness, our beliefs, our fears, our limitations, into the pure gold of sustainable prosperity. This transformation is achieved by harmonizing the soul, your divine purpose, your deepest calling, the intrinsic value you bring to the world. The science. The fundamental energetic and quantum principles that govern reality, and how your consciousness interacts with them. The strategy, the practical, inspired actions you take that are aligned with your soul and informed by universal laws. You are not just seeking to attract wealth. You are evolving into the embodiment of timeless abundance. This means embodying unwavering worthiness, recognizing that your value is inherent, not earned, and that you are a divine being deserving of all the good the universe has to offer. Energetic resonance. Consistently tuning your frequency to gratitude, joy, trust, and the feeling of already having what you desire. Conscious co-creation. Actively participating in the creation of your reality through focused intention, inspired action, and unwavering faith. Spiritual integrity. Ensuring that your pursuit and management of wealth are aligned with your highest values, allowing abundance to become a force for good in the world. The journey of abundance alchemy is ongoing. It requires consistent practice, a willingness to confront limiting beliefs, and a deep trust in the intelligence of the universe. Each time you choose to act from a place of alignment rather than fear, each time you release an old block, each time you focus your intention with clarity, you are performing a masterful act of alchemy. The universe is whispering its secrets to you, and quantum physics is providing the empirical validation. The ancient mystics understood the heart of it all, that your inner world directly shapes your outer reality. By consciously integrating these profound insights, you are not just changing your financial circumstances. You are transforming your entire relationship with life, with yourself, and with the infinite potential that surrounds you. You are now equipped with the knowledge and the practices to become a true alchemist of abundance. Step forward with courage, with clarity, and with unwavering faith in your ability to create a life of profound, sustainable prosperity. Your journey has just begun. Continue to explore, to practice, and to embody the principles we've uncovered. The treasury of timeless abundance is within you, waiting to be unlocked. This has been Elias Vance. Thank you for joining me on this alchemical journey. Remember, the greatest wealth you will ever possess is the deep, unwavering knowing of who you truly are.